Everybody, welcome back. This is Georgiana with Expressions Craft Studio, and today I'm bringing to you a design by another YouTuber who I saw who made these cute little bags, and she did it using 6x6 sheets of cardstock or paper. I'm using a 12x12 because I wanted to cut it on the Cricut, and as you know, 6x6 will not exactly work here unless you kind of fudge everything and tape it down all the way around the edges, because it leaves that 1/4 inch allowance all the way around. You could use 8x8 if you had it, but by using a 12x12 I was able to cut both pieces out, as you can see here, as well as leave enough for some other card fronts if I want. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this now. Actually, I don't even have to do that. Let's just move it out of the way. How about that? And what she did next was then she folded these up, and hopefully I can remember the order in which she did it. I will link her video below because, oh, I can't get my pen out of my glue. She does not use the Cricut to do her. She uses a scoreboard and scissors to shape the sides of her bag, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this, was to show you there is more than one way to do it. So we're gonna score all of our, or we've already scored it, but we're going to fold all of our scores and burnish them. Now, one thing I didn't add on here, which you certainly could do, was some pulls for the handles. She just glued ribbon on the inside, and that's obviously an option. But you could also put holes in here that would line up, and then you could tie your ribbon through it that way. But again, it's all personal preference. I'm just showing you different ways to do something. Not everybody has a scoreboard. I myself didn't have one until fairly recently, and I've got a lot of supplies. And not everybody has a Cricut, so you know, there's just more than one way to do everything. These aren't really folding all that well. I can kind of see the score line. There we go. Anyway, what I was saying was there's more than one way to do a thing. You know, if you don't have the tools that the person that you're watching is using, maybe you have something else that will work. Now, that is one thing about the scoreboard. You can absolutely put extra pressure on there to get those score lines a little bit more scored a little bit better. I'm trying to do two things at once. All right, so those are all scored now. So let's do this one. Now, this one actually has the cuts in it. Instead of cutting away the corners, we're saving these corners in this one to help reinforce the bag. And when I glue it together, you'll see what I mean. And I think I said this, but in case I didn't, I'll say it again. I will link her video below so you can see how she did these little bags. If you're interested, and you may find that you like her method better because you don't have a Cricut or a Silhouette or Cameo or whatever. So it's all just going to depend on the individual. I got all of those. Let's do this one. Boy, I wish those scored a little bit better. Oh, that's not straight. Let's try that. Now, one thing she did do, because she did hand score and cut hers, she was able to trim off some of the edges just to make the bag close better. You can still do that after the fact, or if you want to adjust the file to include those. I didn't take the time to do that because, quite frankly, it's easy enough to just snip them away. But you can certainly do whatever's easier for you. She may have been using paper. This is actually cardstock that I bought 2 pads of this stuff years ago, and I'm still using up the first pad. Okay, so now everything's scored and burnished, I think, yeah. So what she did next was, I want to make sure, yes. So because this is directional on the outside, you do want to, you know, make sure that everything's lining up. I believe then that she glued this together. No, I think she did it this way. That stands up nice. That stands up nice. Okay, so we'll start gluing. And I'll put it on this side just because I can see it a little bit better. She also decorated hers really cute with charms and stuff on the outside of the bag. And I won't be doing that today. I don't even know where my charms are, but you certainly could. And, oh, hope that didn't glue down just yet. Oh. Yep, that'll work. Okay. All right, so then you're going to, you know what? I think I'll pause this real quick and just rewatch your video to make sure I'm doing it correctly. Those should go on the inside. These will come in on the outside. And everything here then flaps over, folds over to help incorporate those side seams. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I think we're on the right track here. So yeah, just going to pause for 1 sec. Okay, she actually did glue these down first, and I don't know that it matters, but we'll go ahead and do that because we certainly don't want to forget. I'm just bending it so I can kind of see where my fold line is. I don't know what weight this cardstock I'm using is. I would say it's probably a medium weight. But I think you could do it if you had a firm enough, or you know, a slightly stronger paper as well. There we go. Okay, so now we want to glue up our little tabs here, our bottom tabs. And you could have used this paper either side of it, but I thought that the trees would look better on the outside, and I would have to, for some reason for me, that was going to be less confusing for my brain in the directional sense of which side's up, which side's down, you know. Just line that up. And yeah, I could have definitely taken a little bit off of the edges there, but that's all right. So now we're going to glue the sides on. And you can see where I didn't get that folded quite right, I think. But I don't think in the long run, especially if you make that the back of the bag, it's going to matter. So let's put some glue on this side. I'm going to lay it down, and then I'm just going to burnish that glue down really well. And we'll do the same thing over here. So this is kind of, for me anyway, a good project to make when I've got papers that I don't absolutely love, or maybe I've already used it a couple times and I don't really want to reuse it the same way. I'm just looking for something different to do with it. It's kind of a good way to use up some of those papers or cardstocks that you might have run out of ideas for. Alright, so now since these flaps are attached to the outside of this, when you glue them and fold them over, they're going to help encase that inside piece. But what I see here is my cardstock's kind of separating right there, so I'm going to add a little bit of glue in there and see if that'll help fix it. This probably was too heavy a cardstock for this project. Also, if I had trimmed those edges just a little bit, it would help. Yeah, see, it did it there too. Just put a little bit of glue in there and see. If I had trimmed that edge where it glues down just a little bit, it might have just fit a little bit better and not stretch the cardstock quite so much, if that makes any sense. Oops. Which one did I do first? I don't think it's going to really matter, but just fold that over gently. Burnish that down. Yeah, so it's still peeled up a little bit. And I'll do the same over here. Now I'm using Christmas cardstock here, but with Valentine's Day coming up, you could make some really cute little Valentine goodie bags. Now that curled up again too, but I think that's just the way it is. Yeah, so there you go. You got a cute little bag. And it's sturdy enough that it's going to hold up. It's not going to fall apart. I think with this particular bag, I think would be really cute with a blue tissue paper in it, or maybe even like a white with some glitter on it or something, and even some blue ribbon for handles. And you could put little chocolates in there or gift cards, whatever you wanted. I'm going to look and see if I can find a piece of cardstock that I can print out and redo this just to show you. I won't make you walk through the whole process, but I'll show you the finished product. So I'm going to pause this here and I'm going to go rifle through my stash. I found some paper, some that will pass as Valentine. So it's 120 GSM, which I think was like 32-pound paper when I did a conversion on Google. So I'm going to cut this out and see if it doesn't fold any better. All right, we have cut it out. That reminded me of Joey. I think his name was Joey from Full House. That was one of his sayings. Come on. There we go. Okay. So let's fold this up now And before I do that, I am going to take just a little snip just to show you what I was talking about earlier. I mean, you can barely see that. I'll do the same thing on this side. Just angle it up to the score line from the outside edge. Got a little further to go there. There we go. And probably wouldn't hurt to do a little bit of it here as well. Okay. May need to do a couple others, but we'll play it by ear. All right, so this definitely scored a lot better. Still having trouble seeing them, but there it is. That's probably more a testament to my eyesight than the actual score. Let's see, did we do that one? We did. Let's do this one. Here's that score. And this one. Whoops, I ripped it. Oh, you got to be careful, especially with the paper. Didn't mean to do that. It's definitely a lot more fragile than the cardstock. I think I can essentially kind of fix that though. So let's do this one really quick. Up my little offcuts here. All right, so I'm going to glue this one together, and that's the top, that's the top, and that's the bottom. Okay, I'm going to glue this together and we'll be right back. We have got it put together, and it did go together nicer than the cardstock, just because it was easier to fold and see the score lines on. And you know, no more than you're going to be putting in it. I think this weight of paper is definitely suitable for this project. And again, this was, what did I say it was? Well, this isn't the pack I used, but it's the same, 120 GSM. And I think that translated to 32 pounds. Yeah, I've just dropped stuff everywhere. But I don't know that I'd go any lighter than that. You could try it, but I certainly wouldn't go down to like a regular copy paper weight. I think this is a good size. It'll hold up, you know, for a couple little goodies, gift cards, whatever, even jewelry, dare I say, jewelry. Yeah, I think that's really cute. Let me see about grabbing some ribbon real quick, and we'll see about finishing it off. All right, so I have this all really handy, and this one has polka dots, so I don't think this goes, but this actually has little diamond shapes in it. So I need to make a different spool holder because this is just not my jam. Okay, those are all over the place. That's not a bad color. It kind of goes with that. That's not a bad color either. But look at this. Can you see those little diamonds on there? It's like it was made for it. So I don't remember. I think she just did like 6 inches. Yeah. I'll grab my sharper scissors. I'll do 2 of those. All right, stick that pin back in there so I don't lose it. Now, she used hot glue on hers. I'm not a big fan of hot glue, so I'm going to not use it. We'll see how well it holds up. I think I want to go this, well, yeah, that's the wrong way. So I'm just lining it up at the bottom, the edge of the ribbon with the edge of the fold over. And what came in, let's see. And you just kind of want to make sure that when you fold it, you fold the ribbon. Feel like that's right. And we'll just push it down. And then there we go. Okay. So there's one side, I should say. And I've got some clips over here somewhere just to kind of hold this back out of my way. All right, so always find the, okay, that's the right side. So did I glue the right side or the wrong side? I glued the right side. Okay, that's right then. And you could measure these. I'm not. I'm just trying to wrap this up, but you certainly could. I'll flip it there this way, just so our ribbon isn't twisted. There we go. Give it a little flip. And look at that. That is so cute, and it was so easy to make. And I used the Cricut. The video again that I'll link, she did not. She used a scoreboard and scissors. But you can see there's more than one way to make something. So you could even, if you wanted to do the math and measure everything out, make, you know, if you were going to do that, I'd make a template so that I could reuse it over and over. But that's just darling, and it's just the right size for some little goodies. Let's see, what did it end up measuring? So it's 3 1/4 wide by 3 3/4 tall. So with some tissue paper in there, that's going to be super cute. And I think the glue is going to hold that well enough. Like I said, she used hot glue. You can use whatever you want. You could even, before you glued the sides together, you could even like stitch around it if you wanted to stitch them down. I mean, I don't know why not. You could put a couple of brads or what's the word? Not rivets, but eyelets in here and tie through it, or you could just punch holes in it and put a little knot on the inside and tie it up that way. So there's options, and I would probably put like a big heart on the front of this just to decorate it up a little bit more. I don't really have a particular use for it. I just thought it was cute. But there you go. How easy is that? So if you have any questions, let me know. You can reach me in the comments below, or you can go to my Facebook group, Expressions Craft Studio. I even have just a regular page, but I do share my files, and I will share this file for this on in my group, because that's where I've been sharing them. So I'm going to share it in my group. Flip that over so you can't see the seam. So if you want it, you can get it there. And the good thing about this being with the Cricut is you could make this bag bigger or smaller. Now, I did this with one sheet of paper. You could use 2 sheets of paper and make a much larger bag, and it's much easier to resize it than trying to, recalculate everything. At least it is for most of us, I think. But there you go. You could make it bigger or smaller. I don't know how much smaller you'd want to go, but you could. And you could definitely make it bigger. And I would love to see what you create. I'd love it if you'd join my group and share your photos. And we did finally reach just a little bit of self-congratulations here. We did finally reach 300 subscribers on this YouTube channel, so I'm really happy about that. I love sharing my ideas. I love just finding different ways to make things, like with this bag, I took somebody else's idea and I just did it a different way than she did it. Neither way is right or wrong. People just have different ways to do things and different tools at home. So that's kind of what I like doing. That's kind of where the focus of my channel is going to be. I still do my videos for the Project Christmas Cheer, but I will be showcasing other videos like this, and I just hope you'll join me. And if you have questions or suggestions or something you want to see, I would love to hear it. I've got a lot of ideas for right now, but eventually I will run out of inspiration and I will need a little help. So I appreciate all the help I can get. I appreciate my viewers, my new subscribers, my old subscribers. I hope you'll stick with me and we'll continue to grow this channel and be interactive and inclusive for everybody. So thank you again for joining me. This is Georgiana with Expressions Craft Studio, and until next time, happy crafting.